How's it going, everyone? The Trout91 here for a Friday commentary. Been a little while since I did a proper Friday commentary. You're probably used to seeing gameplay commentaries, vlogs going up as of recent, but this Friday I've got a proper topic to talk about. It kind of ties into something I spoke about a few months ago. Now, for those of you who might be new to my channel and have subscribed in the recent month or so, hi, how you doing? My name's Chris, or Trout as you might know me, that guy who's been posting Call of Duty gameplay commentaries as of recent, especially about Modern Warfare Remastered. But one of the things I used to do that was making me so popular back in the days of YouTube, and yes, I did used to be a pretty popular YouTuber. I had a main channel with about 140,000 subscribers. Then I got washed up, and now here I am. I used to do proper life commentaries, talking about my experiences in life, giving advice to people, talking about just things that happened to me in my life, and kind of giving advice where I felt like it was necessary for people out there who might want to hear it and possibly need it. It's something that I used to do quite a lot, and I still do to this day. And something I started to do regularly was the Friday commentary, because it can be quite hard to think of something proper to talk about on a very regular basis. So Friday is kind of that real day of talking about real stuff, and today is that day. But nevertheless, enough waffling on about this intro that has nothing to do with anything. So a few months back, I actually did a video talking about depression, which was, I believe, a suggested comment from someone in the comments of one of my Friday commentaries. Now, I believe it was today that a amateur Call of Duty player called Tiptoe committed suicide. And that's what this Friday commentary is going to be all about. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever come across anyone who's committed suicide, thought about committing suicide. Hell, maybe you yourself have thought about committing suicide. Maybe you've attempted suicide. But suicide is just a long-term solution to a short-term problem. I won't lie to you. I can't say that I've ever tried to commit suicide. At one or two points in my life, it's definitely kind of crossed my mind that maybe, just maybe, it's something that it's hard to say, because I've never suddenly just thought to myself, hey, maybe I should commit suicide. But at the same time, I've sat there and I thought, I can understand why people might think this, or might want to do this. Because when things are really that dark and hard, and things are just not going your way, and you've got nothing, got no feeling or care for anything in the world, it can be really hard to kind of put yourself in that mindset to, you know, push yourself forward and keep going. Almost that space of that mind frame that feeling nothing is better than feeling what you feel right now, because it's that terrible and it's that awful to feel that, if that makes sense. And for me personally, I feel like suicide should only be done in the most extreme circumstances. Now, before you start saying, Trout, are you condoning suicide? I'm not condoning suicide. I'm saying in the most extreme circumstances, like you're an MI5 agent and you're being tortured, should you commit suicide? That is an extreme situation. Agree with me or disagree with me. But kind of a situation where it literally is, there is no way out, and you can only kind of get out of it by that. And that is literally the only example I could think of where it would be an okay situation. Is because it's going to be that painful to go through it. But we're talking about real human beings here. We're not talking about MI5 agents or anything of that nature. It is not the correct thing to do. I know it's hard and things seem so bad and you feel like nothing you can do will change it, but there is always a way out. I remember last year I was having the worst year, the worst time of my life, probably, because everything was going against me, just work-wise, socially, gaming, just life in general was sucking. Everything was going against me, right? And I just felt like I hit the bottom of the barrel. Absolutely hit the bottom of the barrel. And this year I'm having one of the best years of my life, you know, touch wood, without jinxing it. I'm having a great time. I feel on top of the world at times. I'm that happy. And, you know, back in, I'd say January, when I was feeling this horrible feeling that I had, I took action against it. I started to be positive about myself. Do you know what I did? A lot of people are probably wondering why I shaved my head. Yeah, in January, I completely shaved my head. And I did that kind of... I've never told this. I've only told one person why I've done that. And that was my girlfriend. And the reason I did that was to give myself a clean start. Start to get myself in the right mind frame. Because I hadn't laughed and smiled properly for ages. I just wasn't in a happy mood. As soon as I did that, I was laughing at myself, and it just made me feel happy in the weirdest way. It was like, that's the way I deal with it. Something that just suddenly turned my whole perspective on things around, that if I can find such enjoyment in something so stupid, then surely I can get through this and start to turn things around. And I did just that. I know every situation is different. It's not as easy as shaving your head or doing something like just drastic as that, but it's the kind of point that I'm making, that it's not all doom and gloom at the end of the day. I can't say that what you're going through is probably the easiest thing in the world, but there's always other ways out. There's always people looking to help you. Everyone will lend you a hand if they need to. I will lend you a hand. Please give me a shout. I'm always talking to people. I've spent hours talking to people. Anyone who has ever received a message from me knows that I care about people, even if I've never met them before. Shoot me an email. I will put my email in the description right now, christrout91@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email if you ever want to talk about anything. It's just one of those things. I hate to see people with so much ahead of them and such a great future ready for themselves, that they would go to such drastic lengths like that. I couldn't imagine what the people who care about them would think and feel afterwards. That's something that no one should ever have to go through. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Do drop a like rating, subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.